Hello, everyone. Hope you are well. Late on Tuesday night, I wanted to give you some breaking news this evening. Disaster alert for sure on this. And if you haven't heard yet, we have a huge barge that is carrying or was carrying 1,400 tons of toxic methanol, and it has become submerged in the Ohio River. Now, this is near Louisville, Kentucky, along the Ohio River. It's always the rivers here lately, but this is a major incident. This is a major disaster in the making. We got multiple disaster teams that are on the scene. Again, this is a series of barges that have become detached, and they're becoming submerged in the Ohio River. 10 barges have detached from a tugboat and are stranded at a dam. It's a mess. It's a serious mess. Now, one of those barges is carrying, again, 14,000 tons of methanol. Now, that is a highly toxic substance, and it is reportedly sinking in the river. Now, they haven't been able, at least right now, from what I can tell in the stories and online. There was a lot on Twitter about it. There's a couple of videos already out there about it. But so far, from what I can tell, they have not confirmed leakage. But you've got detachment, you've got some, that it's being submerged and it's sinking. So that is not a good setup. That's not a good setup at all. That is an awful lot of methanol. And if it does leak, when and if, I mean, that would be truly a big disaster because the Ohio River, I mean, that is a major source of water for a lot of the nation, on this side of the country. I mean, so think about near Louisville, Kentucky, uh, especially everything south of that. I mean, think about that. Now, the other barges were carrying reportedly soybean oil and corn. Again, in this region, Kentucky, Ohio, rivers, major rivers, river disasters. We've had multiple ones, multiple here in a short amount of time. I mean, if you really just sit back a minute and think about it, I mean, how is it not obvious that this is not coincidences? These are not just random accidents. Uh, you know, one here and there, maybe, over some time, maybe, okay. But this many, I just don't think so. I just don't think so. Share what you think, but no. If I were going to, I don't know, attack a region or a country or in a war or whatever, this has been done. One of the first things you do, you sabotage the supplies, the supply lines, the food, the water. You sabotage it. This has been done for decades and millennia. And this is, I mean, you have to at some point say that this is what is happening. Now, who's doing it? That's up for debate. But I think it's just pretty obvious, in my opinion. It's pretty obvious that something's going on here, something nefarious is on purpose. Now, the next thing you got to think about is how are we going to know this really did leak out? Now, are they going to be truthful? You got disaster teams on site. I mean, I don't know what they could do about this, but I, you know, anything south of that in that area, region, think about water. This is why we prepare. Are you stocked up on water? Do you have rain barrels? Do you have other means to store, to filter water. And I don't even know if this got in the water big time, like if this much got in there, would filter. I don't know. I'm not that knowledgeable on it, but would a filter do any good? I'm not sure. Uh, but what is your water like? Think about that right now. Do you have some bottled water? Do you have some stored up somewhere? If this were to get out that it's truly leaking, or even if they don't say it, I got to wonder about that. But if this they're going to try to suppress this, I would imagine. It might be hard to even find the story, especially on the big media. Now, I did. A couple of you have shared this already this evening. There was, I think, Louisville or Kentucky. One of the TV channels was already reporting on it. So, but can you imagine if it gets out that the water supply is not drinkable? The run on the stores that you would see for bottled water. Now we had what a few days ago where Philadelphia, Pennsylvania residents were told not to drink the water, and mad dash. I mean, run on to get to the stores to get bottled water like crazy. This would be way would dwarf that in a big way. So think about your water right now. If you don't have a good bit stocked up, you may want to think about going and getting some pretty quickly. Okay, that's just something I thought about. That's just my opinion. Share what you're thinking about that, what you're hearing. This is kind of early in the story. It's developing. I just wanted to get it out there to get your attention so we can follow this and see what happens. Okay, but this looks like a serious situation. Um, and I just wanted to get it out there to you guys. Okay. Um, Other than that, I would say, and one of the other things I wrote down on my notes is prepare. This is why we prepare your food. Look at your food, your water. Uh, and like I mentioned yesterday, especially in light of events of the last couple of days, you know what I'm talking about in Tennessee, and the way some of the media responded today and twisting that in a sick way. Uh, Look at your personal protection. Um, Look at that seriously, and if you have a certain protection tool, that requires something that goes in them to make them work, look at your stock of that, and you may want to consider getting more. And you may say, "Well, dog, I got all kind of that." Get more, and let's practice more on that. Okay, that's just coming to my mind big time, and I think I should say it. So I said it. Share your thoughts. More on that in other videos, I'm sure. But anyway, that's all for now. Take care. God bless you. I will see you soon.